Today we're going over the only weapon loadout that you will ever need in GTA Online. Outside of these ones, anything else is pretty much a waste, unless you like it of course. We'll start off small and work our way up to the big stuff. Leave a like, subscribe, and let's go. For the pistols category, we're starting off with the Up and Atomizer. This is an absolutely essential weapon for anyone who plays this game. The sheer amount of times that it will save you from failing a sale mission because your delivery vehicle gets stuck is incredible. I'm looking at you, Pounder Custom. The Atomizer can boop nearly every mission vehicle around and get it unstuck. The only thing that it can't affect for some reason is the tow truck from the salvage yard. It's also good for deflecting oncoming traffic away from you, whether they're NPCs or players, and it can also launch players up in the air. However, I will say that on the enhanced version of GTA, this function doesn't work quite as well as it did on the Legacy Edition, so be warned. Next up, we have the AP pistol, and this is the only other pistol that you need. It's fully automatic and can be equipped with a 36 round magazine, suppressor, and flashlight, as well as several different tints. This is a great drive-by weapon for lower level players. However, technically not everyone needs it because there's now a better weapon available. However, it only appears in the gun van, so until it's there and you can actually buy it, the AP pistol will be your best bet. Moving on to the throwables category, we're starting with grenades. These are good for taking out groups of enemies, individuals behind cover, or blowing up multiple different things in rapid succession. The reason they're so good for this is because you can throw a lot of them in very little time. Another great feature about them is that they bounce, so you can deflect them off of walls to hit targets that you otherwise wouldn't be able to. Up next, we have sticky bombs. Everyone knows the sticky bomb, probably the most well-known explosive in the game. These can be thrown, placed, and even tossed from a moving vehicle, and then they can be detonated when you're ready. Great for placing traps or taking out flying vehicles like Oppressor Mark IIs. Now you can only have 5 of these thrown at once or placed at a time, so make sure to detonate them before throwing more, otherwise they will just despawn and you will effectively be wasting money. Up next, we have Molotovs. These are pretty good for clearing out smaller areas with multiple targets, like the basement of a stash house for example, or the interior of a building. However, for some missions in GTA Online, they also want you to use Molotovs specifically to destroy certain things, so they're good to have for that reason as well. Proximity mines are up next, and these are throwables or placeables, and they act very similar to sticky bombs, except they blow up when anything gets close and sets them off. So these are good for placing at the top of a ladder or a choke point where enemies have to go to get to you. For the assault rifle category, the only weapon you need is the Special Carbine or the Special Carbine Mark II. Now the regular Special Carbine is an awesome assault rifle that low levels can get nearly instant access to. It's even able to be equipped with a 100 round dual drum mag, as well as a suppressor, grip, sight, and a flashlight. The Mark II variant technically does a little bit more damage per shot, but it can only be equipped with a 60 round magazine at most. However, it does get access to more potential attachments like barrels, grips, muzzles, scopes, and the Mark II ammo variants, although they're unlocked through bunker research, so if you don't have much of that done, I would recommend just keeping the regular Special Carbine. Next up, we have the machine gun category, and we're starting off with the tactical SMG. This is the weapon I briefly mentioned earlier that outperforms the AP pistol. The main reason for this is because it has a 60 round magazine that can be equipped, as well as a suppressor and a scope. It's slightly more accurate than the AP pistol, but having to reload less often in a situation where you're shooting from a vehicle is the biggest plus that a drive-by weapon can have realistically, so that's why I recommend the tactical SMG over the AP pistol. Now again, this is only available through the gun van right now, so make sure to check the gun van and get it when it's in there. Next up, the Combat MG Mark II. This is the highest damage per shot automatic rifle in the game, below the minigun. It can be equipped with several different attachments, from barrels, grips, and muzzles, to flashlights, scopes, and many different tint and color options. It can also be equipped with a 200 round magazine, as well as these special ammo types from Bunker Research. This weapon absolutely shreds targets, whether they're NPCs or players, it doesn't really matter. It's going to make quick work of whatever you're shooting at. Next up, we got the Unholy Hellbringer. Now this is a laser weapon and it has nothing in the way of attachments. It can only be tinted. It's also not incredibly accurate or great at long range. However, something that it does have that is nearly exclusive to this weapon is no reload. That's right, this weapon can just keep shooting. Until you literally run out of ammo with this weapon, it will fire. So in certain modes like survival, it's very, very good. When you don't have time to be reloading a weapon, this is the one you pick. For shotguns, we have the Pump Shotgun Mark II, and the real reason this weapon is even on the list is simply due to the fact that it can get Mark II ammo types, including the deadly explosive rounds. The explosive rounds make quick work of any close range target, as you would expect. Other than that, this weapon really isn't that special, but if you have explosive rounds on it, or any of the other Mark II rounds, it's exceptionally dangerous at close range. But as a regular weapon, it's not that great. However, we have the Assault Shotgun next, and this is the best close range weapon in GTA Online. Nothing short of explosives will clear a room faster and more efficiently than this gun. It can be equipped with a 32 round drum magazine, as well as a suppressor, a grip, and a flashlight. It fires extremely rapidly and sounds insane with the suppressor equipped. It kind of feels like you're the guy from No Country for Old Men when you use it. Next up, for the sniper category, we have the Heavy Sniper Mark II. This is one of the only single shot weapons in the entire game, and in the right hands, it's probably the most deadly weapon overall. If you hit a shot in the torso of a player or higher, they should be eliminated, unless the game does the weird lag thing where the bullet doesn't do full damage for some reason, or your target has BST. The Mark II Heavy Sniper is upgradable with bunker research, so you can change the barrel, scope, muzzle, and ammo on this weapon, as well as customize the looks pretty extensively. This is a must-have weapon as soon as you can possibly get it. The only other weapon in the sniper category that you're going to want is the Marksman Rifle. Now, the Marksman Rifle is a great tool for taking out NPCs or players. It's a semi-automatic rifle with a scope, ideal for medium-range engagements. It can be made into a Mark II variant, but it's far less viable at medium range, so I don't really recommend getting the Mark II upgrade for it. It has a grip, muzzle, and a magazine, as well as a flashlight option that can be changed, with more options if you do decide to make it into the Mark II variant. For melee, the only weapon that you're ever going to need is the Stone Hatchet, and it's the only one worth even considering using. And the reason for this is due to the ability that activates when you take someone out using it. It's very similar to Trevor's ability in story mode for those of you that are familiar with that, but for those of you that aren't, essentially you do more damage while taking less damage and your vision becomes warped while the ability is active. It will wear off, but taking somebody else out will extend the length of the ability. Everyone's favorite, the heavy weapon category. First up, we got the grenade launcher. Now this can be used to fire grenades at further distances than players can throw them, and it's much faster. It's exceptionally good for taking out targets behind cover or around corners due to the velocity it shoots the grenades at. And because of this, it also becomes super easy to bounce grenades around corners to take down enemy targets. Next, we have the RPG. The RPG has the best explosive radius of any handheld explosive weapon in the game, and it travels fairly quickly, although the projectile is slower than the homing launchers. It's very good for taking out groups of enemies, shoot at their feet, and they won't survive. The main purpose of it though is to take out vehicles obviously, which it's pretty good at. It deals significantly more damage than the homing launcher in almost every scenario, so use it against heavily armored targets and you'll take them out faster with this than anything else that you have access to while you're on foot. Next, we have the minigun. This is good for taking out large groups of enemies that are spread too far apart from each other for explosives to be effective, or enemies that are too close to you for explosives to be effective as well. It's also very good at taking out enemies in vehicles or the vehicles they're driving as well. It's also very good at taking out fast-moving aircraft because even a small burst of bullets hitting most aircraft will do significant enough damage to the point where they will not survive for much longer. It shoots rapidly and is infinitely better than the Widowmaker, the alien laser counterpart. The reason for this is because the Widowmaker shoots tracers, which allow enemies to find exactly where you're shooting from, and they will take you out. We also have the homing launcher. This is meant for tracking aircraft in particular, however it can be used to track ground vehicles as well, albeit it's not very good at either of these things to be honest. The tracking is very lazy and the missiles are pretty slow, so unless it's a really slow aircraft flying away from you, most of the time it's going to be pretty bad. However, quickly firing at ground targets is highly effective because the travel speed of the projectile with the homing launcher is so fast. Way faster than the RPG, and this is how a lot of players end up using this thing. And last but not least, we have the railgun. This is like a heavy sniper Mark II with explosive rounds, but on steroids. It allows players to shoot projectiles at an extremely fast rate, and it's got a very quick reload as well. Now it's a little buggy as far as the hit registry goes, so you will have to be careful of that. It's particularly weird with helicopters, but it is very good at taking down larger aircraft like jets or bigger helicopters, as well as land vehicles. So there you have it, guys. Those are the only weapons that you need to have in your loadout in Grand Theft Auto Online. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it informative or useful. If you did, consider dropping a like and subscribing if you guys are new. With that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Peace.